Most people hate getting on lives or trainings or doing recordings because they feel really awkward, or they're just nervous, or they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So let's calm those fears. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren Kidd. I am a business strategist for the busy mompreneur. I teach moms how to start, run, and scale their online businesses so they can be present in their kids' lives. I'm excited to have you here, but if you are a new visitor, I'm so excited to have you here, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click that bell to get notifications. New content comes out every Monday at 9. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Today, we're going to talk about how to be more confident on lives, videos, trainings, whatever kind of platform that you need to stick your face out on. We're going to talk about how you can be more confident. So if that's something that you're interested in, let's stick around and find out more. All right, so I'm going to give you 4 pointers. I absolutely love public speaking. I love standing up on a stage and getting in front of people and talking and sharing. I've done this since I was small with my church. I used to give presentations all the time. I used to do book reports and get up and present in front of the class. I am a theater minor, so I just absolutely love being in a speaking role. Now, do I like being in the center of attention? No, it's actually terrifying. But if I'm one-on-one, I'm a little bit more nervous. But if I am in front of like dozens of people who I can't actually touch, I'm golden. I love it. I absolutely love video content. It is my favorite form of content to make. But that is not the case for like 80% of the world. Most people hate getting on lives or trainings or doing recordings because they feel really awkward, or they're just nervous, or they're like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So let's calm those fears for today. Okay. So my biggest tip, tip number 1 is just practice. Get in front of a mirror and practice what you're going to say. Get in front of, a close friend. Put your kids in front of you and just be like, I'm going to practice. Mommy's going to practice this. And just practice talking, practice hitting points, practice doing this, practice doing that. I am a big hand talker. I'm sure that you guys have known it helps me create thoughts. It helps me show emotions. It helps me do things. And that is just something that I know that helps me be a little bit more entertaining on my lives. Now, am I everybody's cup of tea? No, I'm a little too loud. I talk a little too fast. I talk a little too much with my hands for some people, and that's okay. You are not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. Absolutely okay. But you don't want to be your 7th grade teacher who talks like this, and you didn't want to be in their class because they were so boring. Nobody wants to listen to that. Nobody wants to get on there and see a sourpuss face. Don't show up on a live and be a sourpuss. No, nobody likes that, okay? Gotta have a certain amount of energy. Gotta be coming on, getting excited about what it is that you're gonna teach or share or show. I love watching those clothing live people, and I've never bought anything because really I'm a t-shirt and shorts kind of person, but I love the energy that the moms or business owners who come on and they do like all the modeling of their clothes that they have for offers or for sale. I think that their energy is so fun. Again, I've never bought anything, but I absolutely love the energy because they're like, look at this. This is so fun. You can go to the beach, you could dress it up, or you could dress it down. And I'm like, yes, I'm here for that level of energy. So how do you practice? How do you practice going live without, going live? Use smaller platforms to practice on. So Instagram stories are a really great way to practice. It's a 15-second clip. It's not super intense. It's not enough where you're just like, I have to overcommit. You don't have to. And the great thing about stories is if you absolutely hate what you've done, you just discard it and start again. Whereas if you're going live, you hit the live button, you're not going to get a stop and do over because you've got the traction going, right? So practice on smaller platforms. You could practice going live for like a 5-minute increment. You could set a timer and say, I'm going to talk about this for like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then I'm done. Don't worry about your stats. Don't worry about who jumps on or who doesn't. It's just there to practice. Practice in DMs. So I have a client, and I totally steal this idea now when I teach this principle, because I thought it was absolutely genius. Now, I've never done this myself because, again, I don't necessarily need the practice, because this is just something that I absolutely love doing. And I've done it for many, many years. Probably since I was about 3, I've been on stage. So, theater nerd. But one of my clients, when she was getting really good, I gave her a task to go and practice. So she practiced lives, because that was her end goal, was to do lives and start a YouTube channel, which she's amazing at. But she was nervous. She was so nervous. So I was like, okay, I want you to go use smaller platforms. I want you to go live in Mommy's on a Mission. And if you're not there, you should be. I also gave her the task to do some stories on Instagram, just so that obviously they go away and, you can practice. But she decided that when people messaged her, which was often, she was going to reply in a video form to their DM. So rather than doing like a DM voice memo, she did a video memo. Super amazing. And it was a little outside of her comfort zone, because these are people that she doesn't normally talk to, right? Practice, practice, practice. Whatever format that you want to practice in, just practice. Number 2, tip for being a better speaker, talking it out, getting comfortable with lives, is go and look at the people that you enjoy listening to. Who do you find entertaining? Who do you find helpful? Who do you find actually gives the information in a format that you're like, I want to be able to do that. Go find those people and see what it is that you like about them, and maybe what you don't like. There's no wrong in pointing out things that you don't like. You don't even have to be following them for their specific niche. You could just simply enjoy what they do. I follow a guy on my personal YouTube account who is like a backhoe digger. I think it's a backhoe. I don't actually know. But he explains things so nicely. He did a tutorial one time, and this is how I found him. He did a tutorial one time on something about our boat motor, which was amazing, because then I showed it to my husband. But he explained it so well and so eloquently that now I just kind of watch all of his videos, because I enjoy listening to how he breaks things down. And he does it not in a condescending way, because mechanic stuff isn't all that easy, right? And again, I don't know about how, but I like his speaking style. So I take notes, and I enjoy being able to bring aspects of that into my own lives. But there might be people in your mentorship programs, or there's a coach that you follow that you really like their lives or their videos or their trainings. You might also watch some people and be like, I absolutely hate that. I will never do that. My number one absolute won't do is when I do a live training or a masterclass, I refuse to get on and spend 30, 35, 40 minutes telling you about my backstory. I find that personally, and I'm going to offend somebody, I find that the most annoying thing in the planet to have to listen to, especially when you can't fast forward. Ooh, you can't fast forward, you can't skip past it. You got to sit and listen to it. Normally it's like, I slept on my mama's sofa and I only had $1,000 in my bank account. Okay, let's move forward and get into the training. No, I like people who talk about the points, who get to the actionable steps, and then out the door I can go, right? So if that's your kind of style, follow people like that. If you like the 45-minute intros before the content and you're like, I thrive on people's stories, maybe that's the kind of presenting you want to do. And again, I know I make fun of it, but that's just me. I don't enjoy it. Maybe you do, and that's okay too. But review those that you enjoy to take aspects of what they do and hone it into your own live experience or your own video training. These principles can be for like videos, for courses, or master classes, or mini trainings, or Zoom events, or live events, whatever. Wherever it is that you have to be on camera, these principles apply. Number 3, this one is hard. Rewatch your lives, or rewatch your trainings, or rewatch your videos, and make a list of things that you want to change. One of the biggest things that I see in clients that I work with who are starting out their video journey is that they will pause a lot. Or they'll be like, and then, and then, and then, I cringe. I physically cringe when I hear more than like 2 or 3 times. Every once in a while, it's going to come out. It's just a human brain pause. It's okay. Instead of saying, though, you might just take a breath, inhale. I had a client who every 10 seconds, she was like, and then, and then, and then, and I was like, instead of saying something, instead of filling that void, instead of filling that empty moment, because you can't think of something, just, and then, and there, next, instead of saying, fill it with a pause. It's better to pause than to just fill it with unnecessary verbiage. Rewatch your videos and mark things that you want to practice moving past. So originally, I used to try to sit here really still because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I wasn't allowed to move and my hands were distracting. And originally I realized, and then later on I realized that was just how I talk, and that's okay. And if you don't like it, you don't have to follow me. That's okay too. Everybody has their own personal person, but rewatch and take note of what it is that you'd like to make changes on, and then continue to, number one, practice, practice, practice. The last tip I've got for being more confident on lives, trainings, masterclasses, videos, whatever it is work from an outline. Now, this is a night and day difference. So I'm going to show you. I actually will script out what I'm going to talk about when I'm on lives, when I'm on a masterclass, when I'm recording for a course that I'm selling. I will actually sit down with my tablet and I will do like a digital outline of what I'm going to talk about. But when I am recording, I will take bullet points because I will have read through that. I will know what I want to cover, and then I will make a sticky note. Now, people use their phones. They set their phones right here and they just have their notes, or some people have like a second screen where they can read their notes. I get very distracted when I'm watching people physically read from a script while they're talking. That's just me. It may not bother you, but I don't like it when somebody is reading. I also notice it when people are doing like full paid trainings, when they're just sitting there reading point for point. What I like to do, and it's a little unconventional, is that I use sticky notes. So I take this, it's just a printout of my Good Notes notebook, but I take this and then I turn it into a sticky note with just the highlighted points. Yep, this is the video. This is what we're talking about. Practice, practice, practice. Da, 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 right? And then I will stick it right here on my computer screen. It's hands-free. I already know what I'm actually going to talk about. If I get sidetracked and I lose my train of thought because I have squirrel brain, it happens. I can just quickly glance over, or I can look away, or I can do something so that it's not utterly distracting for you guys to watch. So when it comes to feeling confident, I know what I'm going to hit next. I'm not going to waste your time by getting completely derailed because I have to cover this, I have to cover this, I have to cover this, I have to cover this. Working from an outline can make you feel more comfortable because you're not going to forget something, and you're not going to have to worry about talking too long because you can rein yourself back in. So those are my tips on how to be more confident when you are live. Number one, practice, 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 practice. And if you want more practice, I am happy to talk to you about how you can make that more easy for you. Just shoot me a DM. My link is below. Number two, review those that you enjoy talking or listening to and see what they do that you like that you could incorporate into yours. Number three, rewatch your lives for notes on what you don't want to do. Maybe you can take notes on what you did like, and then you can continue to repeat that. And then number four, work from an outline. Night and day difference, I promise. So go practice and then come back here and tell me what you thought and how you felt when you were doing these things. Oh, shame, ammo. And then I will see you guys right back here next Monday.